Well, blow me down. It's time for another exciting episode of Mean Nerdo. We're going to deep dive into the animated world that has captured the hearts of audiences for generations. I'm your host, the Ghost, Omar. Today we're going to set sail with none other than the iconic Popeye the Sailor. For today's show, I have a special guest. His name is Ramel Wallace, and he's a good friend of mine, hip-hop artist, rapper, poet, the last black man in Barrio Logan. Let's take a look at the episode we'll be exploring today. It's a classic from the very first season of Popeye the Sailor. This episode originally aired on July 14th, 1933. All aboard, you scallywags.
I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. I'm strong to the finish because I eat my...
Yeah, well, again, man, thank you for being on the show. This is my little podcast. It's called Mean Nerdo. And what we talk about here is old cartoons, like whether it be from today we're going to be going like way back.
This is a way
to
back.
to the 1930s, which, you know, here a little sneak peek, but I did have envision of doing an entire season of just historical cartoons. So dating from like when it began, right? Like animation.
Wow.
And go forward maybe to like, I'm going to maybe go forward to like the 1970s or something. So in that chunk of time, kind of recap and look at some old, but this is beautiful because this is a little taste of that world. I'm still classifying this as season 1.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm with it.
This is still my season 1. It's been like ongoing for like 3 years now.
I like that. That. It's a new timeline.
But yeah. Little sip of my coffee. Did you find your coffee?
I did not find
shit.
my coffee.
Okay.
I don't know. Maybe that's what's spilled. Maybe it's still over there. I don't know.
Oh, maybe Monica got it. She's sipping on it.
That's why she all wild.
Do you want to make coffee? Do you want to make yourself something?
No, I'm good.
You're
I'm good. I got the super size. I didn't need to do that.
Dude, I know I go overboard with coffee, dude.
It's large, but it's still a super size.
Yeah.
It's like, this is ridiculous.
Yeah. Oh, man. So, yeah, I'm glad I always reach out to my guest and I ask them like what cartoon, you know, kind of speaks to you or spoke to you like during that time when you were a child. And I love it because one, we're looking at media, right? Like we're talking about media, we're dissecting it in a way and analyzing it. But I also get to know my guests through that lens, right? Mm-hmm. So, yeah, so you selected Popeye.
The Sailor Man.
Popeye the Sailor Man.
It's a classic.
It completely is a classic. It is the epitome of the word, I think, classic, because it spans like, I think, almost the beginning of animation. So, yeah, I think it started in the 30s. And then it went through its evolution as well. It went through its I think in the 40s, you know, it kept going, and even in the 50s and 60s it kept going. But the style obviously changed, and
the story
started to change a little bit. But the one we're looking at today is gonna be a straight up classic. It's the first episode.
Yes, it's like a Betty Boop episode. But it's basically a Popeye episode.
Yeah, exactly.
She's like a leading character, or she's like a side character.
I almost feel like it was meant to be a Betty Boop cartoon.
Yes,
and then Popeye was introduced. I got to read up on that because
people liked Popeye's character so much because he was in the comic strips in the newspapers. He was in the newspaper. Sorry, and people loved the character so much, so they started to develop him into different things.
Yeah.
And just like you're saying, he wasn't the character that he was now. He started to change over time.
Right.
And he started to get more family over time.
Right.
And the dynamics with him and Olive and everything like that. And his enemies.
Started
to develop. And I don't know, I was just always tied to it because it felt like it was always around.
Mm-hmm.
I can't recall the first time I saw it, but I just felt like it was just always there.
Yeah.
We used to watch it on Channel 19. I think it was AMC or Family back then.
Yeah.
And so the Three Stooges would come on,
Oh, cool.
old school, and Popeye would come on all the time.
Yeah.
And so at that time in my life, I was just so interested in old cinema. I wanted to know what my parents grew up watching.
Oh, that's cool.
So it was like Nick at Night shows, and with like Petticoat Junction and the Green Acres and like the old stuff. I was a old soul.
Yeah.
At like 5, 6 years old, I was like a 67-year-old man. And so Popeye was another one of those where it fit that theme of like, oh wow, what were my parents watching when they were my age?
I think that's why me and you connect so well, because I myself am an old soul in that way. Like
I feel it.
I was like, same thing. Like I grew up watching what my older siblings were watching. So I got to see like the hand-me-downs, right? Not just like the clothes, but like but like all the pop culture, everything that they were into. I started learning. So I started going back in time with them, and it just fit, it just fit for me. And I Love Lucy was always on. I was in love watching that show. Happy Days was on, and I was like, okay, my sister was all into Happy Days, and
the Fonz blowing in people's ears. I was like, yo, I'm gonna get old and blow in somebody's ear.
Yeah, dude.
I just love like the metaphors of those times. It's very like funny. Like I still don't know what blowing in someone's ear is exactly.
Or like sit on it, right? Or something. I remember that one. Sit on it.
It's so vague and vulgar at the same time.
Our sick minds now these days, we'll take it anywhere. Yeah. Why don't we watch maybe, I'd say 5 minutes? Or no, not even that. How long is that?
It's 7 minutes.
Oh, perfect. So let's do 2 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
We'll pause there, and then we'll jump into questions.
Okay, cool. And I can just play it out loud too?
Yeah. Go ahead and play it.
Strike up the band for Popeye the sailor, cash in his hand. Right off a whale, stand in a row. Don't let him go. He's a cinch foot.
Just that intro alone is just so cinematic for me.
Yeah.
Like that is like, for me, the beginning of what cinema looks like.
Right.
And I just love it. Like that, just the intro from the beginning. I have always been captivated by that.
Yeah. It's harking back to the silent cinema, like look, feel, vibe, we're getting music, the curtain call, you know.
Yes, you feel like you're in the theater.
You feel like you're in the theater. It's beautiful, man. It's beautiful. Oh man. So yeah, just from right off the bat, he's like, let me introduce myself. Like,
yeah, he dropped the bars.
He's dropping the bars. Yeah. So we get that classic Popeye song, and I'm just like, wow, that's like, I got to read those lyrics, because I get the first couple bars of it, but he has like a couple verses in there that.
Yeah, and I'm not really remembering that. I remember the 4-bar, like, I'm Popeye the Sailor Man, I'm Popeye the Sailor Man, I'm strong to the finish because I eat me spinach.
Yeah.
I'm Popeye the Sailor Man. But then
But he said something else there.
Yeah, I was like, wait. And this is the beginning. I wonder if that altered over times.
Yeah. I'm sure because that's actually the theme song. So the introduction we got into the cartoon was not the Popeye song. It was something else. It was like the silent era Betty Boop introduction, and then we cut to the newspaper.
Which looked real.
That's real footage there at the beginning.
Real footage.
And then it cuts to the like what you were saying earlier, that Popeye was in the newspaper, in the comics.
Oh, they were alluding to that,
so-
and he jumped into the screen. Now he's,
Yeah.
or on the newspaper it says he's a movie star.
That's right.
So I even like how they paint the picture of where Popeye is going to be in the future.
Now he's a movie star. Now he's in
Yeah.
animated films.
But
Yeah.
on the first one.
Yeah.
And I feel like they're thinking about those types of things
Yeah.
with Popeye. Even when it comes to the spinach, like how do we get people to eat a little bit healthier?
Right.
It's like, oh, okay, let's attach something that's in pop culture to something that's healthy.
Yeah.
And wow, did it work in a really magical way. And the show's just so magical. Like he picks up the clock on the side and he punches the clock and it turns into a bunch of little clocks. I'm like, whoa.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, right there. Like in just those couple seconds, you know what he's all about. Like he's got strength. He's got charisma. You know, he's a little dance. You know, he's got a little dance going there.
Yeah. And who's the one dude that's like, I guess radical now? He always says the jokes and he's a superhero.
Oh,
I'm forgetting his name.
like nowadays?
Yeah, but like Popeye's kind of that version back then, because remember he's a sailor man, which back then sailor man had I'll say a stigma about them that was super tough. Popeye has a tattoo in the 1930s, which is different than a tattoo in 2023.
Oh yeah,
you know,
absolutely.
everybody got them.
Everybody
back
has them.
Then everybody didn't have tattoos,
Yeah.
so this was like this hard perception of a man. He's blue collar. He's a little bit ugly. You're like, he has muscles, but they're kind of in weird places.
Right.
So he's kind
he's a bit of a freak. Yeah.
He's a freak.
Yeah.
He's a freak. He's the anti. Like, what is this? What is this?
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So I think that always attracted me to Popeye. He's just like, he's underground.
He's definitely underground. Yeah. Can you share your earliest memory of watching the cartoon? What was it about the show that captured your attention as a child? I think you kind of answered that already, didn't you?
Yeah, we used to watch it on, I want to say it was AMC or like the Family Network. I remember it was Channel 19 in San Diego.
Okay.
And I'd been captivated with old cinema. So when I started to just see Popeye on TV, we didn't have TV till I got like 5 or 6. So this became some of the first TV that I saw was like Popeye, and it just hit. It matched a lot of the things that I wanted to see, and that my parents were watching, and just the way that Popeye was, just being kind of this anti-hero, kind of this freak, which all 90s kids felt like freaks. We was weird, and I feel like all kids just in general feel like this. Okay, they feel like Popeye.
Yeah.
And I was just captivated by the song, the music, and kind of like this anti-hero character.
Yeah.
And I just started watching. And the family dynamic too. It's him, he's in love with Olive.
Yeah.
But then he's always fighting for his woman.
Yeah, man. Me and my son were watching quite a few of them. Like we didn't watch this episode, but we watched quite a few because I was searching, right? And my son loved it. But I saw that theme all throughout. It's like, oh, Popeye has to always convince Olive Oyl somehow that he's the guy, you know, that he's...
Yeah, huh? She ain't never convinced.
Yeah.
I'm like, dang, Olive. You know, man. But then Pluto, right? Pluto's his name?
Yeah, I know Pluto.
He's like the iconic man.
Mm-hmm.
Big shoulders, big old beard.
Yeah.
Like, he's like, oh man, I want to grow
Burly.
up to be, Burly and be him.
Yeah.
And I could kind of relate to that, you know, being my mom and my dad weren't together. So then I had my stepdad come in.
Oh, okay.
And so it was like, I saw that, like, what do they call it? The triangle.
Yeah. Yeah.
I saw the triangle. I was like,
Oh,
okay,
wow.
how's Popeye going to deal with it?
Yeah. Who's Popeye? Your real father, or was it? I mean, how do you say?
Oh, I would say Popeye's my stepdad.
Okay.
Definitely.
Okay.
Because he's coming in. He's the stepdad. He's the weird looking one.
Yeah.
And my dad is like this iconic
Oh, I see.
other version where he's like the dad.
Yeah.
He's like, that's
Yeah.
the OG. There's a picture of him behind you. It's funny.
Oh.
my dad has his shirt off and all the muscles and stuff like that.
Okay,
So
okay.
that's yes.
Yeah.
It's just like that.
Yeah, because Popeye was like he was tough, but he was also like you could tell there was something soft about him too. You know.
Yes,
There was like
yeah.
this real heart to him. You know, like just in a way childlike as well. You know.
Yeah, and he had that like that certain character. Well, there's something I want to say. It's like I'm messing up the word, but it's like where you say things kind of wrong, and they usually put it in character development when they say that the character is like dumb.
Right. Yeah.
And it's kind of like he's this underground character. He's not as smart as everybody else.
Yeah.
He has a speech impediment.
Yeah.
As well, so he talks in these weird ways.
It's almost, he's always like talking to himself too.
Yeah. So you're like, oh, he's going through something too.
Yeah.
Or he went through something.
Right.
You can hear the weakness in his voice.
Yeah.
Like he's not this like Superman character. He has his flaws. He has his weaknesses and everything. And it's so interesting because Robin Williams played him in the live action, and there's so many similarities to the person Robin Williams and Popeye the character, where you can really like hear this other side of their humanity in their voice, where they're going through something.
Right. Yeah, it was a perfect match. It's like I don't know if the casting director was like Robin Williams, that's who our Popeye is, or it was him that was like, no, I'm your Popeye, right? Like this role was meant for me to be. Those similarities match up perfectly.
And it's like you didn't know all the way till you knew all the way.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, sad with Robin Williams.
Yeah,
very
man.
sad.
Very sad. I love that guy. He was great.
Classic. And I think the movie bombed.
I think it did.
The movie bombed just because Popeye is Popeye. And so it's hard. And I don't think they ended up pushing it as much.
Right.
It's like it wasn't the right time
Yeah.
for it to drop. But it's a good movie.
It is a good movie.
It's
Yeah.
one of the like the most slept on movies
Yeah, man. I mean,
out there.
I remember watching that when it came out on VHS. You know, it was at my uncle's house, or I forget where I saw it for the first time, but it was amazing. I was like, oh my God, they made Popeye, but like in real life. Come on. Like, this is amazing.
Yeah, it's like I have to see it.
Yeah. I got to watch it again now.
You know, I'm definitely it's going into the smart TV today.
Yeah.
You know, as a child, I really did not feel all those things. Like self-esteem, that's what they called it back then, and self-acceptance. But as I grew older, and I'm working on a book now called As I Am, and as I look at those phrases, I am what I am, and as I am, they're so similar. And it's this deep acceptance for who you are and where you're at. And I'm kind of, in the process of writing this book, realizing that I don't need to fit the pedagogy of writing books how everybody writes books. So I'm accepting how I write and how I digest media or reading in general. So I'm kind of formatting it so it's like little chunks of poetry, of things that I've picked up, of philosophies, of like the 5 regrets of the dying, of how to vacuum. No.
Yeah.
So it's related to me in that sense of just how do I accept who I am in action, and not just in the phrases of like, I am what I am, or I am what I am, but like, what does that mean?
Yeah.
The confidence that Popeye was able to show in action,
Right.
like really showed that he believed and accepted himself. Like he must have had a good mom or something. I don't know Popeye's mom, but she must have been strong.
We only know his father, right? His grandpappy, or what was his name? But yeah, so true, man. So true. That confidence that's coming through Popeye all throughout. We saw it in the first couple seconds. He's singing his song. He's it's just confidence. But yet, like how you describe him, you describe him as like, yeah, he's this kind of freak of nature, type little man,
skinny biceps, big old forearms.
Yeah. Just like,
Yeah, it looked like he
cockeyed.
could have had a stroke, maybe. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Lazy eye. Yeah, such an interesting
that's,
person, but still owning it. Like, yo.
But again, I go back to like, I think that is phenomenal that you are writing a book called I Am What I Am, or what are you going to call it?
As I Am.
As I Am. And the play on words is it's almost exact.
I'm biting. It's like I didn't even realize I was biting, but I am what I am, and as I am, oh gosh, it's just like a carbon copy. And I feel like that's what we do with a lot of media.
Yeah.
Because we get this framework of how we're supposed to move, what we can say, and what could a possibility look like, especially with cartoons.
Yeah.
Because it's a lot of impossible things are happening, but it's showing that it's possible.
Right.
So I think I definitely took that from Popeye. I'm gonna credit him. I might put that phrase in the book.
Yeah.
I am what I am, and what that means to me.
Yeah, absolutely. Do a little chapter on Popeye.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. But that's beautiful, man. I can't wait to see that, come to fruition in
maybe 2024.
Yeah. Dude.
Am I messing up Pluto's name? Is it Bluto?
I think it's Bluto, right?
Bluto?
With the B?
I've been messing up his name.
But Pluto
is the dog.
Is a dog.
Something else.
Yeah.
See, I'll be messing up stuff like that. Black people have been calling Darth Vader Dark Vader our whole lives.
Dark Vader?
Yeah. Go tell a black person.
Yeah.
You know it's
Darth Vader.
Darth. I'll tell you, they gonna say, No,
it's dark, motherfucker. Okay, so we got Olive Oil waiting for him to get off the boat, right?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Here's Bluto. Oh, see, she didn't like Bluto right off the...
Dang, she's serving them.
Oh, okay. We have it backwards there. So Bluto is the first to get rejected.
Oh, so he's mad.
He's jealous. Yeah, he's jealous of Popeye.
See, that's funny because I was probably in love with Bluto.
Yeah.
more than Olive was. I was like,
you fell for him, yeah.
Gave the son a black eye.
So Popeye here he's like one-upping Bluto all over the place.
Yeah.
Bluto's the one trying to impress Olive Oil.
It's not going well.
It's not going well.
And this is no spinach.
Dude,
right here.
Yeah.
Oh, is the spinach introduced yet?
I wonder.
In this episode.
Okay, here's Betty Boop's cameo.
Look at her twerking.
Exactly.
Looking like a Bratz doll.
Yeah.
That's so funny. We talked about like he's a freak, he's a sideshow, and he's like at the carnival taking the beard off the bearded lady.
He decides it's just okay to like get up there and dance with Betty Boop.
It's very creative to take the bird and to make scissors out of him.
Yeah, man. These old like... It's that old style of animation, It's just...
Yes.
It's so fluid.
Yeah. And very like iconic in the sense too. I don't think that they were making like backgrounds as dynamic and multi-dimensional as this. Or like... You see he's coming from that depth. I think a lot of them were just more so there was not a depth to them.
Yeah.
Oh,
he
so it's
pops
not
here.
the most classic scene ever.
Yeah.
Woman on
the rails, tied up.
tied to the railroad.
Here comes the train.
Train is coming.
Oh man.
If I can't have you, no one can.
That's exactly. Yeah. Oh my gosh.
Man.
But yeah, I love what you were talking about is so we're gonna get a little in the technical side of things, but yeah, like those panes that you're talking about, those layers of
yeah, like almost like the depths of field.
Yeah,
almost.
there's this machine like an animation where I think it got introduced in when they made Snow White. So there's actual the camera's sitting on the top, and it's angled downwards, shooting through these different layers of glass, right? So you've got glass sitting on top of glass, on top of glass, and every glass is painted a different backdrop. And so you got these layers, like they stack up on top of one another. And yeah, so that's what gives it that depth. And then you don't see that anymore. They don't incorporate that in animation as much.
Yeah, I think there's something about it when you watch it. It's like, oh wow, that's just so. There's something about it. I can't put my finger on it unless you know the technical backgrounds of things.
Yeah,
but it's like, yo, things get developed. Things don't just get created at one point it's just a flat surface,
right?
Whether it comes to cartoons or whether it comes to like actual like paintings and drawings and like the Renaissance, when all of a sudden they knew how to make a 3-dimensional image, when before that we just didn't know how to,
right? And
it's different when things get developed, but the acceptance and like the gratitude and in knowing that background, it's like, oh wow, what else can be developed, and what are we missing when we look at new things, because new developments happen and they change how we consume things. Yeah. But then we also lose something.
There's something that's being lost too, right? Like why can't we have more things that still look like this now,
right? It takes so much time,
right?
That's what it is. Like, let's do it faster,
right? Yeah. So interesting, man. But let me ask you a question. Popeye is portrayed as courageous and resilient. How did his portrayal impact your own resilience and determination? Do you see those traits in yourselves? I mean, I see them in you, but sometimes we see things in other people that they don't see themselves. So
yeah, it's hard for me to see myself just in general. I'm involved in a lot of stuff, but I'm almost like a fly on the wall in my life. And like, as I look at Popeye, it's so interesting because it's like he sees and he recognizes and he accepts himself. And that's how he's able to stay resilient, because he's seen himself. He knows what he sounds like, what he looks like. He doesn't try to code switch from it. He just says, this is what I am. I am what I am. I'm going to make a song about it. I'm going to be in a cartoon. I'm going to be a movie star, and you're going to accept me, and Olive is going to accept me, and Bluto's going to accept me, or he's going to catch these hands.
Yeah, exactly. But it's a trip because he's always talking to himself too. Like, he's always like, yammering, having that inner dialogue, right? Like with himself out loud, right? Like he's letting everyone else hear it too.
Yeah, that self-talk is even important too.
Yeah.
People might look at him like he's crazy, but like, gosh, it's so important to talk to yourself, especially when you can do it out loud. Yeah. When I can get those moments where I'm telling myself like, okay, it's okay. We just got to do X, Y, Z, right, and accomplish the goals. Let's keep going. And it's like that inner voice becomes the resilience. And if you can muster it up enough to say it out loud, it becomes even stronger. Right. It becomes even stronger. Yeah. And I think we talked about the spinach too, because it's like finding whatever your spinach is. Yeah. And for Popeye, it was, it was spinach, but it was other things it was self-acceptance. Exactly. Was his spinach. But there might be something else. It might be theater. It might be family. It might be architecture. It might be painting. But finding whatever that spinach is for yourself, right, that is what fuels the resilience
Absolutely.
for spinach or for Popeye and for other people. So being able to find whatever my spinach is I think that's what I
Yeah.
pulled from Popeye, or what I pull from it when I like sit back and analyze what the cartoon is about.
Because when we think about it deeply, like the way we are doing now, it definitely becomes more of a symbol, right? Like it's symbolic. When you're a kid, you're like, oh, spinach. Okay, well, you just want me to eat. You want me to eat spinach because it's a vegetable. You want me to eat healthy and be strong. But here's we're looking at it in a very symbolic way, in that, yeah, there's a path here. There's a key that'll help you unlock, a better way of being, a better way of thinking, a better way of with the spinach. That's very symbolic here, I think, in the cartoon.
Yeah. And I love spinach too.
Yeah.
I love spinach, especially fresh spinach, not cooked spinach too much.
Yeah.
But
I'm with you. Yeah, I eat it
fresh
almost.
spinach.
I eat it now almost daily, like in my salad, right? Like that's the key right there, is the spinach. Yeah, just fresh.
And I be eating it, singing the song to myself.
And but yeah, I mean, I think we also talked about a little bit about just how we, I even to this day I struggle a little with my own self-esteem, like just being not the ideal, physical form of what an ideal strong man should be.
Yeah.
I'm a short, stocky, little Mexican guy, weird looking. I've always been a weird, freaky looking little dude, So, but I've never had, to be honest, I've never had any issues with my self-confidence until just as I got older. It's weird.
I wish people would have told me about
I
that
got
part.
Yeah, like when I was younger, like I kind of didn't give a fuck, as much. And now as I'm older, but I guess it's just kind of also like the things you go through in life that kind of knock you on your off your feet, and make you a little more humble, a little more aware, right, of where your stance is in life. And so yeah, I'm definitely grateful for all the moments that I've been humbled in life,
right,
and brought back to reality in a way. But it's also very it's hard, because it's like it puts you in this place of like, oh shit, well, I need to be grateful for everything I've had in the past and where I am right now. And it's tough, man. It's just tough. Like seeing the reality, like dating in your 40s is not fun. Like it's especially when you have a family, and it becomes a little harder, I think.
I could only imagine that like I wish people would have told me when I was younger that, because just like you're saying, I didn't need the self-confidence as much as I do when I'm older. Because your body changes, your face changes, you get the wrinkles, my back is hurting and messed up and stuff. And I'm trying to have the self-esteem for myself as I'm aging, and some parts of me are decaying as well, or like relationships are decaying, and I'm trying to build things. It's like, dang, I need the self-confidence. I needed to have it before to have it now.
Yes.
When I need it.
Yes.
And I wish people would have told me that before, because I was like, oh, I'm good. Because it's like this. You can have an empty confidence when you're young. It's like, where did that confidence even come from?
Yeah, like, why do I even need this? Yeah, yeah. Yeah, man. So I think Popeye, you see him also struggle through his doubts and through his tribulations and stuff. And so for a kid, that's a seed planted very early on for a kid. It's like, yeah, you can triumph over.
Yeah, I can get past certain things. It doesn't matter what I look like.
Yeah.
There's something that can transcend my looks or my disabilities.
Yeah.
And it's more important to fuel or feed that inner voice, if anything, and to pronounce it. And I do pronounce it through music and poetry and art and different types of creations, because I know how important it is, especially through the media that I've seen. It's like it's speaking to me in different types of ways, and the more that I'm aware of the ways that it can speak to me, the more I can look and like analyze something like Popeye.
Yeah.
Where he's, skinny biceps, big forearms, speech impediment, lazy eye, the anti-hero, anti-looks, and everything is against him. But he still finds a way to move forward through accepting himself, and especially through action. And the actions can be a song, the action could be love, the action could be fighting for someone that he cares about. But it really seeps through. The action could be taking care of his nephews.
Yeah.
And everything, which he seemed to really struggle to do.
Right. Yeah.
So you like see those weaknesses that he can turn into strengths.
Yeah. I love it, man. And it's cool to see that resilience and like in animation form too, because he'll twist, he'll turn, he'll shape his body, he'll fix things with his hands, he'll pound on something, make it into like 1,000 pieces, reshape something.
Yes, he's magic. It's magic.
His magic. Yeah, he's a magician, man. Like he's fucking awesome. Let's go ahead and we'll watch the rest of it.
Oh, we're already here.
Yeah.
He's still spinning.
Here comes the train. Oh, look at that.
It's crazy.
He's not worried.
Oh, so the spinach was introduced.
Yeah.
Done. How you gonna punch a tree into a casket? That's a bar. I can watch this and write raps all day.
Yeah. Oh.
Dang.
Oh man. Could you recap what we just saw here? The culmination of this?
It's the classic woman tied to a railroad and the train is coming. This is why I like the old stuff, because they go through the classic tropes.
Yes.
Of how are we gonna save this woman on the train and everything. And the train is coming, but the train is personified. It's like everything can become personified. And the train opens up its hands and it's whistling like the train would like make the noise like boop, boop.
Yeah.
And it's about to hit Olive, and Pluto wants it to hit Olive because he's like, yo, if you don't want me, you can't have nobody.
Yeah.
And Popeye comes and he eats his spinach, but Popeye's already strong. It's almost like the spinach.
It's like he's got this already.
He's already got it.
He's got olive oil on his side.
Yeah.
He knows he's gonna rescue her. You see Bluto there jumping on his back, but he's just like unfazed by it.
Yeah.
He's like, all right, let me just get my spinach, kick it up a notch here.
Then Bluto. I keep messing up his name. I always be calling him Pluto.
Pluto. We'll call him Pluto.
He picks up a tree and he tries to hit Popeye, and then Popeye somehow punches the tree, and he punches Bluto, and it turns into a casket, and then Bluto's in the casket. But that's just a crazy thing for him to punch a tree and it turn into a casket for his enemies to sit in.
It's the way you do it.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to turn that to a rap.
There's a lot of characters in Popeye. And in this episode, we saw the introduction of Popeye, Olive Oil, and Bluto, right? The classic quintessential characters. But did you have a favorite character and why?
I mean, it was Popeye.
Yeah.
Me. Popeye is the favorite character for me. But then another character that was not in here, I forget his name, but he made all of the hamburgers.
Oh, yeah.
He was like addicted to hamburgers.
He was like comedic relief, I think.
I
right?
think so. And like as a child, I'm like, yo, we got to hang out.
Yeah. He's got the food. Yeah.
And something about him. But besides that, yeah, Popeye definitely, from the spinach to all of the character flaws, he was just the perfect anti-hero for me.
Yeah.
And I was always like, how is he gonna get Olive back? I'm on his side.
Yes.
And I want him to win.
Yes.
I mean, even just looking at the metaphors that are happening, like he's punching a tree and turning it into a casket, or he's punching a big clock and turning it into a bunch of little clocks.
Yeah.
I feel like not just the music, but just like the different metaphors that they're painting.
Just visually, right?
Visually, the certain tropes that they're, introducing to you. It like shows you different ways to tell stories and to display metaphors.
Yeah.
And then, of course, the song is iconic to me.
Right.
Like, I'm Popeye the Sailor Man, boo boo. Like, it has that in there. Like, wait, boo boo is a lyric?
Yeah.
Almost.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
I'm strong to the finish because I eat me spinach. I'm Popeye
He's
the
rapping.
Sailor. It's like a, it's a rap, it's a melody.
Yeah.
He's saying his name in it clearly. He's saying his superpower, the spinach. So it's like, okay, if I'm going to do something that talks about me, I'm going to mention my name. I'm going to mention whatever the superpower is. Or if you're a rapper like the game, you might always talk about Dayton's. There's certain tropes that you follow to get people to understand a story.
Right.
And they communicate it to you in different type of ways. And so I'd say that, and then back to the book idea. I am what I am. He has this tagline catchphrase, and I ended up kind of co-opting it and turning it into as I am.
Yeah.
And so it has these influences that maybe not is directly towards music, but it is directly towards storytelling. And how do you align yourself to these different tropes? Because over time, whether it's religion or whether it's mythology or media, we end up telling the same stories in different ways.
Yeah.
Fighting for our loved ones, trying to get something back, trying to fight over resilience, getting over some type of disability that we were born with, or, overcoming something.
Overcoming. Yeah. Because we're in this life, we're born into this life. And right from the get-go, it's all about survival.
Yeah.
Till the day you die.
So,
So yeah. And you start to tell these stories to people, and it becomes everything that you just said, right? It becomes part of our pop culture. It becomes a story of our religion. It becomes everything. It's everything. Survival is everything in a way.
Popeye reminds me to accept and love myself despite all of the flaws that I may have. And everybody has internal flaws and then flaws that society has put on us. But that can't stop me from reaching my goals and holding on to my integrity. Because Popeye would always hold on to his integrity. He would fight for the people that he loved. He would go there and be there for his nephews. And he would stay resilient in that process. And that's not saying that he didn't have fear, because you could hear it in his voice. But he was brave when he faced the fears that he had. And he was confident that there was something on the other side of those fears. And you could just, you can look at Popeye, you can look at the tattoos, you can look at this tough persona per se, but you could see the humanity in the character. And I feel like the integrity and the humanity is really what made Popeye what Popeye is. And then I'll never forget how it aligns and how media can align us to something like, doing something healthy or eating something healthy. How can we connect our social impact to the media and the things that we consume? Because they're not always connected. It might be connected to something a lot more negative. But yeah, Popeye has always been a positive influence.